How's everybody doing tonight? Can everybody hear me okay? I'm like totally messed up, you guys. I'm back and I don't have anything together. I can't get my regular wired internet working. My camera's not right. Everything's not right. I just, if everybody can hear me, give me a thumbs up in the chat just so I know I'm here and not sitting here talking to myself. You hear me fine? All right. Yeah, I guess the easiest thing would be like to stop my camera for a second, see if my bubble's bouncing. It is. So we're good. And I tried to make it so I could play the song like through stereo right through my computer, but yeah, that's not happening right now because I do it here. But I had to take my stuff with me, like right, and then try to set it back up. So in case some of you don't know, I drew this on Summer's birthday, and the one next to it actually is I drew that for Gabby. So we're just gonna talk tonight, I guess. I don't have nothing planned. I just want to pop on to let everybody know that I made it home. I don't know about safe, but I made it home. I don't think there's anything safe about that Jeep. Um, I got twisted around a couple times. I had to get air in my tire like 2 or 3 times. The flapping got worse, but the tire didn't blow, so I guess I'm good there. So I guess I kind of want I don't know. I kind of want your input, y'all's input on like if anything you saw that I did changed anything or your way of thinking about stuff. Because a couple things changed how I thought before. Um, and I don't want to. I don't want to dwell or talk about the same stuff over and over and over again because that gets redundant after a while. And I do have to go back to drawing, right, and working like I do. So hopefully y'all won't like vamoose. You actually like art or you like drawing, so that would be cool. You felt like the hills had eyes on me? Yeah, same with me. For real. Let me say hi to everybody. I let it go for a while and then I'm way behind in chat. You guys know I don't even look at chat. I can't keep up with chat. But we got Teresa, Angie B, Kim Maple, Nikki Two Poles, Chris. Hello, Chris. Mississippi Girls here. Leo Tex. Elizabeth PCB. Welcome. Lisa Davis Lodge. Mustang Barb. All kind of new names. How you guys doing? JD's here. You guys are in the art room. You're not in the house today. You're in the art room. Usually I have 2 cameras and I got it all cool, but yeah, that's not working out today. Everything that could go wrong did. I'm surprised I could even go live. Ruby Truly, Katie Murphy. I don't know how I'm gonna get to know all you guys. There's so many of you. It's like I'm screaming into a whole stadium. Well, not screaming, but talking. My screaming don't even sound like screaming. Carrie, today you're Carrie. Where's Heather at? I didn't see her. Hey, Texas gal. So, I'm not gonna like internal screaming is a thing. Yeah. Hey, True Crime with Eve, what's going on? So, if any of you are creators, which I know you are, I don't know. I don't want to like play my footage over and over. And I'm not hooked with the wire either, you guys. I'm on Wi-Fi because I couldn't get my computer to work right. I don't know. Ever since I took it and brought it back, it's not working right. Nothing's working right. Um, but I'm gonna upload them all separate, and that way anybody that wants to look, because they are. I went back and they're skipping for you guys. It looks like a slideshow. It's not. I think I recorded it in too high quality or something. It's only my phone, but um, or it's just operator error. It's just me, probably. But I do want to talk about like different things I saw and different things I noticed and stuff that I did and places that I went that I didn't talk about yet. Because I did a lot of stuff and I wanted to wait until I got back up here, right? I wanted to be out of state. The Johnny Depp and Amber trial? No, I haven't seen it yet. You want me to tell you how I feel after being there? Well, um, I don't know. It's really weird, you guys. Like, you see the pictures and you go on Google Maps and you go on Google Earth and stuff and it looks a certain way, but then you're there and you like, you smell the smells and you hear the sounds, and you feel the air and you see everything. I mean, you guys saw just like there's a lot of like really cool um, creeks, and there's a lot of ledge rock and boulders like in the creeks and the sound of the water. And I know it's spring, so the water's flowing good, but yeah, that road's different. I mean, yeah, like everywhere I went, I knew she was either there or she would want to be there or stuff like that. So it was kind of, yeah, it's kind of like that. But I do think, I mean, this is my opinion. I can say some of my opinions now from what I saw. But I do think that the kids would ride their motorcycles and bikes and toys and take them down the driveway onto Ben Hill Road because nobody's there. And there's a trail up at the front that goes up in where the creek is. I can see them running down the driveway and up the road and turn back into their property. There's also a trail like right behind their mailbox where them blue barrels are that runs back down in that way too. Um, yeah, there we go. That's a good question, Leo Tech. Or no, it already moved on me. Whoever said, "Where's everybody from?" Everybody in chat put where you're from. I want to see where all you guys are from. Where's everybody from? So I can read it all off. I want to see where you guys are. I know there's a lot of people that were local or around Tennessee. You want to retire in Tennessee? Chili Bean, yeah, I want to go there too. We got Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Ohio, Oklahoma, New Orleans, Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, I'm supposed to do it the cool way, you guys. Iowa, Hawkins County, right there. Walla Walla, West Virginia Mountains, Southern Cali, Tampa Bay, Massachusetts, Texas, New Jersey, Louisiana, North Carolina. Wow, Austin, Texas, New York near the Canadian border. I'm in Michigan by the Canadian border. All your exes live in Texas. There you go. Well, I know not to date anyway from Texas. They're all exes, right? Indiana, Virginia, Philadelphia, Kingsport. Yes. Hey, Nana. Nana's up in the art studio today. We got another one from Tennessee, Eastern Tennessee, Upper Illinois. We got, oh yeah, you are. I've never been there. Alabama, Johnson City. Really? I drove through Johnson. Well, I drove through it once because I went 23 back up. Utah, Texas. Hey guys, happy Easter weekend. Oregon, Indiana, Chicago, Northern Michigan. You know, Katie, I think I want to head up that way. There's a missing girl up there too, older though. Cosmic Dreams, you're from Michigan too. You guys are from all over the place. North Carolina. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, I think a lot of the pictures that you see posted are her younger, right? You know, she was 5, almost 6. She's 6 now. Um, but a lot of them pictures, you don't realize she's like 3, 4, and kids change really quick. So I try to draw her kind of the way I saw her, maybe, I guess. Central New York. Wow, you guys are all over. Here goes Ireland, you guys. Another Pittsburgh, Massachusetts. Yeah, you guys are. Thank you, Tammy. But you know what? I go back and look at it and it's skipping. It looks like a slideshow or it's blurry. I have it really super nice. So I got to figure out how to upload it so that it looks the way it does to me. Because you can see everything really clear. It's almost like you're standing right there. So I've got to figure out how to do that. If I have to find somebody who can, I guess that's what I'm probably going to do because, but yeah, I was thinking about going, maybe that whoever I missed, well, I didn't miss, I forgot where in what name it was. Whoever's from Northern Michigan, if you could put there's a missing girl in Northern Michigan. I don't know if it's Northern Michigan or the UP, but I was thinking about, yeah, if they don't solve that up or get some leads or find her anytime soon, I was thinking I might shoot up there because Northern Michigan UP is really super pretty too. And I mean, it's still pretty far from me because I'm kind of southeastern Michigan, but K Maple says numbskulls for life. Yeah, okay, Katie. Do you know the girl that's missing up there, the big case? Um, I don't. It might be in the UP, but I think it's in the upper mid. I know her name. I have so much in my head I can't think of it right now. But I was thinking about going up there. I mean, like not tomorrow or anything, but I want to get myself antiquated with the case and learn everything and stuff. But yeah, Hawkins County. So um, about the truck that gave me a little issue. I don't know if it's anything or if it's not. It's probably just a pissed off local, right? Who happens to have the same kind of truck. I don't even know, but um, it is what it is. You know, they got the info, so if they choose to do something with it, they will. If they don't, I guess they don't. If it doesn't matter, then and they know it, they're probably not going to answer me back and say it don't matter. They're just going to leave me hanging. But I'll wait a little while and I'll uh, I'll call them back and and see what's going on. I'm gonna flip over to YouTube out of StreamYard for a second. Oops, I gotta mute that. I'm trying to figure this out so I can flip back and forth, but I'm not very good at this. I need to learn all this stuff so I'm like professional, but I'm good at drawing. If you guys haven't seen my whole room, if you go back to my drawing videos, you'll see where I got the camera behind me and it shows like half my art room. Um, Thank you, homie D. What's up? Hey, no filter. You're gonna run? You having a girls' night? All right, we'll talk tomorrow. See you, Jennifer. I'm gonna. She's gonna come up on my panel, and I'm gonna go up on her panel. Um, I had her channel, and now I'm lost on that too because I wanted to. If any of my mods know Jennifer's channel, it's content. Anyway, drop her link. Now I feel stupid. She's really small, but she's local and she's got really good information. I should do tattoos. I know everybody says that. Content creators, there you go. I was gonna say that, but creators sounds too like, I thought, yeah, I don't know. I knew it was that. I just didn't want to say it in case I was wrong. But yeah, Jennifer is awesome. Awesome person there. You guys want local information that's factual. Her and Homie D, both of them guys, they both grew up there. They know everything about the whole place. So yeah, I gotta say, it's like I don't know. I can't put into words, you guys. Like it was. I learned some things. I'll talk about those. Yeah, that's what I could do. But it's the road is scary, and it's not because the road's scary. The road's actually beautiful. The place is beautiful. The whole area. It's just because of what's transpired in the last 10 months that everybody's on edge back there, right? So you kind of gotta, you know, they're not too happy. It's scottyskulls at gmail.com. Somebody in one of my mods, can you drop my email? Yeah, he said a lot of weird things, Robin. So is Candace. In my trip down there, I didn't want to concentrate on them. It was all about her, where she was, what she liked to do, and like looking at the whole area and seeing what it has to offer and things that are there and places that she went. But yeah, Warriors Path is badass. I'd hang out there every day, all day. Um, Even Ben Hill Road. They call it Ben Hill Road. It's really not. It's it's got that really super pretty creek ripping through it. It's got the hills. I mean, yeah, okay, the yard could get cleaned up a little bit, but I got to tell you, you know, there's a lot of people making fun of their house and making fun of the way they lived and making fun of this, but that's not uncommon down there. In fact, their yard and their house is actually nicer than a lot of people's. Um, I didn't grow up down there, but the families had property. My family's had property down there, like 45 minutes away, my whole life. So, and one thing I wanted to do that I didn't have time to do when I was there is there's like so many abandoned houses and they're sitting there. And I think it's because the kids inherit it because the older people pass away and then it's been in the family for generations, so they don't get rid of it. So the house just sits. They're everywhere. Um, it's not like that up here. And the cars, people with a lot of cars, they all have a lot of cars. There's every fifth house has a big pile of cars. That's just the way it is, and junk. You think about it. I don't know. I mean, I got a lot of people from Tennessee here. Back in the day, there wasn't no garbage pickup, right? They would just, they'd throw it over the edge. That's what that was normal. So, um, yeah. But I got a lot. I got to put it together. I looked at it today for the first time. Like my last stuff I got of Ben Hill Road. I got a lot of really cool stuff to put together. I have to edit it, and I don't even know how to do that. But there's like really cool fences, and there's prairies, and there's fields, rolling hills. There's cricks or creeks. There's really cool trails. Um, you know, there's a few people on the road that got their driveway and their yard decorated really cool. There's this one that's got like all these flowers and this old lamp post, and there's a bench, so you can sit out there. Can somebody drop you in for his link again? Yeah, I drove, Jody. I did. I drove through the campgrounds. I drove. There's all different parts to it. The horse stables is one little piece. There's all this different stuff you can do. Um, but yeah, the just right, even the horse stables and the cove there. That's because that's what I'm calling it, because that's what it is. The cove in the lake. It's like really awesome, and the trail around the lake. I went. I don't know. I filmed partway back, but then I wanted to look, so I went further. But I got to tell you, um, Yennefer came with me 1 or 2 days, and Homie the Man was with me 1 or 2 days. But when I was alone, that's when I was getting into trouble, and I wanted to be by myself because I didn't want to get anybody else into trouble. But I was in the woods where I wasn't supposed to be. I searched. I was looking everywhere, you guys. Every minute that I was down there, I was either trying to find the different places or spots. You know, I was doing time, like minutes, and I figured out the whole day, and I filmed that. I haven't even showed. I showed you guys bits and pieces, like when I pulled through Sonic, but I've got it all continuous everywhere. Um, but yeah, I looked where I could look. I tried to go where I could go. I tried to think of different ways, different things could happen. I thought about like what what Summer's day was like when she was at home, because she was outside all the time. If I could have resources to search, what would they be? The search places, or what resources? People. It takes a lot of people. The area is really vast. Like, you can't get into the mountains. A lot of people think that you can drive in and there's like trails and 4-wheel drives and stuff that go up in there. It's not. It's not even like that. It's a mountain, but it's not. It's not. It's not a mountain range, I guess. Like it is, but you can go around one side, go around the other with the road. But the actual chimney top, they call it, that's the mountain behind their house. It's pretty blocked off. You know, you're not, and the drop offs from like Beach Creek and all the other roads are too. Um, you can't drive a vehicle down through the creek or and up the hill. It's not going to work. You could probably sneak in and hike it somehow. I'm sure somewhere, but there's a lot of miles. Now, a couple things I did find out for sure, just to set the record straight so everybody knows. The cable that's across the road, it's not the end of the road. It's probably about the middle of the road, because you go a mile back, about a mile, and there's the cable, and then the road goes for another mile or mile and a quarter. That cable has been there for the last 5 or 6 years, confirmed by people that live there. The other thing is Ben Hill Road used to be a wagon trail, and it did go up over the top and come out the other side. And where it came out, Has nothing to do with Chimney Top Loop. It's Broom Hollow Road. But the problem with that is Broom Hollow Road is gated at the end. Everything's gated. And it's not like they just did it. It's been like that. A lot of people have gates down there, all over. And there was a landslide. Don said there was a landslide up there. There was. That's something else that was confirmed by neighbors, locals. So it's I don't, I think all the different scenarios, right? Everybody thinks something different. Some people think they sold her. Some people think she might have just walked off. Some people are, sure that Don has something to do with it, or Candace has something to do with it, or both. It's all over the board, right? Like if you did a poll, it'd be all over the board. You got the abduction thing, which all of it, any of it could be possible still at this point, the way I look at it. So I try to go in from every angle and try to figure out every different way. How could it happen, But as far as a car being able to pull in there, it's not happening. Not without somebody seeing them or hearing them. Parking, like if you try to park on Beach Creek or the little road across the street where the cemetery is, or on Ben Hill, you're number one, there's nowhere to park on Beach Creek. You're either parking in front of the shed, you're parking blocking a road, or you can't park on the edge of Beach Creek. There is no edge. You can't park on the Ben Hill except for the very front, because all the way back there is no edge. There's a couple pull-offs. Where you pull off to let somebody pass. It's one lane. The whole road, it's one lane. And there's like 3 spots to pass. So, hey, Lexi, Texi. So as far as being able to park a car and get out, like if you were some random person, right? I can't see where they would park. The house on the corner, the front house on Ben Hill has cameras. They're not new. They're old. They're like the old school kind of cameras, that have been. It's not like the new little cameras that are, all compact and do all kind of stuff. It's the old school kind, like from like the 90s maybe. I don't know whether they work or not, but I do know there's cameras present out on the corner of Ben Hill and Beach Creek that aren't new. So I don't know whether, if they work. I'm sure law enforcement has the footage or videos or whatever you want to call it. You wonder how they got that bus up the Wells driveway whenever that was done. It's not that steep. I mean, it's uphill, don't get me wrong. It's a hill up, but compared to a lot of driveways in that area, their driveway's not that bad at all. Yeah, you could drive a bus right up it. Yosemite. There goes Heather. Heather's in the house. So I kind of want to do an open panel too. But I want to forewarn everybody before anybody comes up. If you're gonna, go off about what somebody says or how they act or, what I mean, like that, or put anybody down, I don't want any of that here. But if you have, some kind of logical, like if you think like me and you're trying to think of logical, like if it was an abduction, right? How would it have happened? Like where would they have parked? Would there have been 2 people? Which way would they have went up? Could they have gotten from the woods into the house without, Grandis or Candace seeing them from the camper? Does anybody else think the dogs? I heard dogs one day, but they were off in the distance, but I never saw a dog. I saw birds and I saw goats and I saw other dogs, other people's dogs. So I saw a lot of different animals. But yeah, like the kids running down the driveway and playing. I see that happening for where it is and how the driveway is. You know, I might be wrong, but the way it's set up and how quiet it is, I know when I was 5, I was running all over the place down in Florida. I was back in the woods, in the orange groves, going all through trails. I don't even know how far away from the house, but yeah, I had an older sister, so it was the same thing. You know, if I was out, she's supposed to keep track of me, but she didn't have time. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of places to hide when they get up there, but the problem is you hear everything up there. You can hear everything because, like, you know, if you want to look at Don's video when he walked down, there's that circle up top, right? And he walks almost to the old house shed, whatever you want to call it, where the pole line comes up from the shed, and you can see Beach Creek. You can hear a truck a long time before it goes by. Um, you know, it's kind of like the old castles and stuff like that. You want to be up at the top of the hill, right? Because it's your best vantage point. You can see and hear everything. Yeah, there was chickens. I saw chickens. I saw goats. Thank you, thank you, Cam. Or is it Car? No, it's Cam. I can't see. I have to have glasses looking up close at stuff. I got it on like a bigger, not a huge screen, but bigger than my phone. So yeah, so the stuff I learned is the cable on the road has been up for 5 or 6 years. Regular traffic does not go up there. The people that live near the end, they live on their front porch. I got to tell you, I was back in there like 3, 4, 5 times, different days, every time sitting on the porch. They got the recliner. They got all their, they got the hookup. Even in the colder day, it was raining. I was there and it was colder and it was raining. He's out there. He's lived there for years and years and years. So I saw bear tracks. I didn't see a bear, but I saw fresh bear tracks. Um, how big? I would probably maybe I don't know, maybe a 200 pounder, maybe 150 pounder, maybe by the size of the claws. Turkeys, yeah. Oh, and the buzzard too, homie. We saw that buzzard up in the tree. Kathy, I started drawing as a hobby. I've drawn my whole life, but then I started doing it more professional and making prints, and I live draw like down in towns on the corner in the summer. I've done special events. I don't really do like the art shows, like with the tents, the arts and crafts things. I don't usually do those, although I probably should, or have somebody do them for me. But those are really hard because the weather, because my art's all like paper, right? So the moisture doesn't go good with it. Jay's the boss goose, yeah. So we got the gate part figured out. We know that the road was a wagon trail. We know it went up and over. We know where it went over. We know that you can't go over it now, and you haven't been able to for a long time. I know for a fact, for sure, there's no way to get from Chimney Top Loop up into that mountain unless you're going to drive across somebody's yard, go up their driveway, drive around their house, and rip through their backyard. There's no like weird little trails going off the road like normal, right? Like you're driving on the road and there'll be like this weird little trail and you go in and it's a trail through the woods. there isn't there. So that chimney top mountain is pretty concentrated. It's got houses around it, especially on the south side where whatever the name of that highway is. It's not a highway, it's a 2-lane road, but how big are they, Jody? Do I got my poundage right? Is like 150 pounds like a medium one? I don't know how big they get there where you're at. I know they're bigger over in the Appalachians where my property is. Yeah, so I can't tell you what Chimney Top Loop has anything to do with it other than Don went over there and he wasn't retracing steps. I do want to clear that up. It's a separate video and that was where he thought, or at least one of the spots he thought somebody could go up over the top and come back down on the other side maybe. But just because he was there doesn't mean he didn't, go other places all on the other side of the mountain. There's a lot of what ifs, or we don't know. We just know what we saw. So basically, yeah, from Ben Hill to go up and over, you're going to come out on, if you guys Google it, you can see what I'm talking about. If you Google Broom Hollow Lane, and me and Homie D drove it, the whole road in and out is on one of my prior lives when I was down there. So you can see it. You can see where it ends, everything. You can see where Ben Hill, where the cable is across. I drove you all the way back there. The other thing that I can see is the kids playing down on the road. I see them running down the driveway. There's a trail by the mailbox. I can see them running back on that side of the property. There's another creek there. They're all over. There's a trail up by the dead end sign, and from their driveway to the dead end sign is probably, I don't know, not very far. It's still all their property, right? I've got 18 acres, and I can walk around mine no problem. So, like, just walking from their driveway up to that trail by the dead end sign is just hop, skip, and a jump. There's a definite trail. Now, I can't say if it's kids' trail or animal trail, but dog trail. You need a brush guard and a cobalt. I'll weld a brush guard on that thing. Come in a gambler run with me. Drive it 500 miles off road and through the woods. That's fun. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, you guys. I wanted to like get some Tennessee mud, Tennessee dirt up on the undercarriage of that Jeep, and like I wanted to do it right there in that area, and you can't. There ain't no 4-wheel drive trails or like state trails right around that Beach Creek in their house. It's not there. Other places there are, but not there. So what else did I see or realize that? So I talked about the parking thing. I talked about the cable. I talked about the wagon trail that goes up over top. I talked about the 2 trails on the Wells property that I saw. One that goes off the driveway between them blue things, kind of going down that way, and then one up by the dead end sign. I didn't see any dogs, like wild dogs or run around dogs on the road. None on the driveway. I did hear 1 or 2 one day off in the distance, so they could have been. What was my feeling inside when I was around there? It was eerie. It was weird because of like the videos I've seen before and like doing, like I don't know, like Google Maps and stuff, but when you're actually there, it's like totally different. It's a really pretty tranquil place, that road. It's not like it was scary because of the people are fed up, right? You know, they want a nice quiet road that nobody comes down unless you live there. You know, and especially when you live all the way at the back, and all I get is cars going in and out, in and out, in and out. You know, and you can't go off the road. The people own the property right to the edge of the road. So as soon as you step off the road, you're trespassing. There is no shoulder of the road. I got to get the stuff, Kim. I'm gonna do it live. I don't know how it'll turn out, but we're gonna do it all together one day. I got to get the stuff, and then what's today's? Is today's Saturday? I don't even know what day it is. Today's Friday, isn't it? Probably today's Friday. Probably Monday. I'll go live on Monday, you guys, and we'll do the Jeep. We'll do the we'll do the Purple Hearts for summer and the Jeep. Yeah, I don't know, Robin. I thought about that too. Like if she wandered off, how far could she really go? Um, I know if you're you're that small, I mean, you could that little boy walked 3 miles, right? And it wasn't on a road; it was over pastures and stuff. So I mean, I don't know. I know she was outside. I know she was barefoot all the time. I know running around outside in the dirt and the sticks and rocks and in the water and on the road didn't bother her feet. That's how outside kids are. They're barefoot all the time. Where if you're wearing shoes all the time and you work in an office, and you go to a beach and there's like stones and stuff, you're like, oh, 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 oh. But then you get somebody that's barefoot all the time and it like don't even bother them. So, I don't know, like how far. I mean, it's only a mile back to the end. The thing is, if she goes out on the road, Ben Hill, somebody's going to see her. One of the neighbors going to see her. They see everything, you guys. It might be quiet and you don't think anybody's around or they're in their house looking the other way. Oh, no, they know you're there. Well, we don't really know that. Just stop with it. We don't know that they said they were, but we don't know that. I think a lot of them like bred, and rebred and had puppies, and there just got to be more and more. I can't see when you're driving down Beach Creek. I can't see everybody that wants to get rid of a dog saying this looks like a good spot and dropping them off there. It's random. Every little road going back in looks the same. So, and it doesn't seem like they have a real problem with wild dogs down there. We do up here. In suburban areas, you get wild cats and wild dogs. And then, like in country, I know wild cats up here. We have cats, feral cats. Yeah, she was tough, Sandy. I think she climbed trees and she swung and, she played in the woods, played in the creek. Um, I'm sure she liked to dress up and be a princess, but I think outdoors, I think she was pretty much a tomboy. She could do anything anybody else could do, and you got your different cultures too, right? Like, say you grow up. Angie B says, I touched on it earlier. I haven't seen the dude back. I'm just, oh, right. I won't say that word. So, anyways, like if you grow up in, say, Detroit, right? Down on 8 Mile and like, I don't know, or right down in the city, like Woodward or something. You're street smart, right? And you know the streets and you know who controls what area and all that kind of stuff. You kind of got territories and stuff. Well, it's kind of the same down there, except for they know they have a different way of doing things. So if you live in a regular suburban neighborhood, the 2.5 kids, white picket fence and stuff like that. That's totally different than the way their culture down there, the way they live, and the things they do. I know I was an outside kid. I know I was wandering off. I went walking through, woods and trails and ate in Greenfield. There you go. Yeah, it gets rough. Like down or 7 in Hayes, driving down south on Hayes, man. So, I think that they say the hills have eyes. That everybody who lives on that road knows. Like they look out for their area. They know everybody that pulls in. If there's a weird car, they're gonna know it that it's a weird car. Um, yeah. So it's hard to say. I don't know. I thought a certain way at the beginning, but the theory that I had doesn't work with after I was down there and saw. So it's I'm kind of, I kind of have mixed feelings now. I don't know. Um, but yeah, not the same dogs that was there on the 15th of June. And they were 10 months later, no summer. I totally get being outside as a kid. We stayed outside all day on bike trails and woods. Yeah, and the rule was you got to be home when the streetlights come on, right? And I didn't live in town, but I lived in like a suburban neighborhood. But we had woods and we had a big old river, and behind the when you go through the orange groves, there was a pond. So there was standing water, like ponds, and and I was young because I moved up here when I was 11. So I mean, I can't tell you exactly all the stuff I did when I was 5, but I'm not sure. Nana's Southern Crafts. I don't think it really matters. The dog trail's about 15 feet from the driveway. It kind of goes down the same as the driveway does. It's just, it might be more than 15 feet. It's probably 50 feet or something, but it's, I got it. Like if you look at my video on Ben Hill, you'll see. But it doesn't really matter which one because either one still comes out on Ben Hill and you still got to go past that first house. So either spot doesn't make a difference, whichever it was. But I think her scent would have been all over. If she's out there playing all the time, I would think. But going off the property, like that is the only spot. The front's too steep. I don't see her. I mean, she could go down that pole line where the power lines go and they keep it groomed, like where the boys went down to the creek. She could go down there, but there's not any access. You actually there's I don't know. You'd have to like go through the creek, up the other side, fence, big hill, back up to where the shed is. So I don't see a 5-year-old doing that. Um, the backside's too steep. So you've got the dog trail and the driveway to come down, basically, and the pole line to the creek. So, yeah, I mean, and then when you go in Ben Hill, the only way out's back the way you came. There's only one way out. If you go down Simpson Road, you end up at a gate with another power line, like, the groomed thing. And there's a gate and it goes down and it's a driveway, somebody's driveway, but there's still a gate. Yeah, I think they went down the driveway all the time. I mean, there's even toys in the driveway. So, yeah, that's what I saw. So I don't see anybody going up over the top on the end of Ben Hill Road like I thought. I was 100% sure. I wanted to go up there and look, and I almost did. We almost got up there, and we didn't. And there ain't nowhere to sneak back there because you got to go by everybody to get back there. I bet the kids got the mail all the time. Nana Southern Crafts. I bet the kids ran out there and grab the mail all the time. I mean, besides the people who live there, the mailman delivery trucks are the only people that are in there. Right, Jody H. The something that was never a biggie. Um, yeah, that's logical, Chris. But it's every different way, right? It was a Tuesday, Amy. So, who wants to come up? Somebody I know, hopefully, who can give me. I kind of want a couple people to come up to give me insight on what they learned from what they saw from me. Like if it helped anybody see something in a better light or in a different way than they thought, I guess, would be a good way to do it, I guess. I kind of don't want to get into blaming and finger pointing and stuff like that. I'd rather be logical about the different scenarios. There's a link. Do I think there's any other things that could have happened that we haven't thought of? Okay, well let me go through my logical thinking for you guys so that you understand how I look at it. There's all kinds of different ways, right? So if you look at the something happened on the property, you basically got it was an accident, right? Like the boys ran over with a motorbike, or she fell down the stairs, or she fell off a swing, bumped her head. Um, Candace had something to do with it. Don has something to do with it, right? If you take all of them and put them in, group them as one, and Don and Candace or Don or Candace separately are involved, then you got to figure out where they put her, right? So that's what it boils down to. How it happened or what happened is we'll never figure that out unless it comes out or they talk, right? So trying to figure out, we're never going to figure that out. But if any of them things happened and Don covered it up, Candace covered it up, Grana's covered it up, two of them covered it up, all three of them covered it up, whatever way that might be, where'd they put her? Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is if she was abducted, sex trafficked, sold, given away, abducted, all that. You group all of them together and you figure out how did she get off that hill, right? Did Candace drive her? Did Don drive her? Did some random person come sneak up and sit on the tree line and, run in the house, snatch her out of the yard? The hard part I have with that is how would they know where and when? You can't see up there, especially in June with all the trees. So how would you even know there was a 5-year-old girl up there? And how would you know when? So the random person, that's not logical, right? So it'd have to be somebody known, kind of. Abduction could happen if she ran down the driveway and was playing around down there, and the boys weren't watching her. And somebody happened to drive by that visits the neighborhood, or she's out by the dead end sign going on that front trail, and somebody happens to drive by. Problem is, there's barely anybody that drives by, and even on Beach Creek, the main road. I was going to sit there for an hour at the right time and count the cars because I was going to see a car count. And I don't know if Homie D could do that one day or Jennifer could do that one day, but I think it'd be interesting to know how many cars drive down that road in an hour on a Tuesday, you know, like say from 4:30 to 5:30, say around. Um, so yeah, so you either got to figure out where they put her if they're involved in any way, shape, or form, or you have to figure out how she got off the hill. Like if it was a abduction, how did it happen? Would it be somebody random? Would it be somebody known to the family, or would it be set up by one of them? Like if they, sold her or whatever like that. Okay, so you got to figure out how she got off the hill. The only other thing left is if she wandered off, and all the searches that have happened have missed her, and that's all there is. So if you take out all the static and you take out all the who's doing who's doing what, this person's drunk, that person's on this channel, that person's coming up on that panel, they're talking to this person, they're talking to that person, these two are fighting. None of that matters. It all boils down to that really just if you remove all the static, it boils down to those three simple things. So either she wandered off and the searches haven't found her, how'd she get off the hill, or where did they put her? That's basically what it boils down to, and that's how I look at it. And which it is, I don't know. I had my theories, and going down there, it kind of debunked some of what I thought it was. And so that doesn't kind of work out too good for me anymore. So now I'm trying to think of another way it could have happened, because there's a couple ways I thought it could have happened that it couldn't have. And then like the reason I got extensive video at Warriors Path Horse Stables, because I know there's a lot of controversy about if anything happened there, and maybe it did, maybe it didn't. So yeah, so I put out a link and nobody wants to come up. Come on, y'all, give me some love, for real. And then you got the tree trimmers, right? The only problem with that is tree trimmers left around 3 o'clock, I think. Something like that, according to witnesses and neighbors. So I'm not sure. I haven't really dug in too much with the tree trimmer thing, but I don't think there's nothing there that way. Yeah, I don't think so either. Just stop with it. And then I talked about the milk jug video, and the picture, right? It's really a video, and I told you guys about the picture, and I told you guys about looking at the original video that hasn't been altered, and taking your own screenshot, right? And compare it to that milk jug picture. The milk jug picture that everybody uses has been enhanced. It's been filtered. It's been colored. The original screenshot from the video does not look nothing like that. So when everybody's talking about the color of her fingers or the color of her lips, that's not even what it is, because it's been enhanced. And I'm not telling you this to try to tell you it's a fact from my mouth. Go look yourself. Screenshot out of the video and then look at the picture and you'll see the difference. The other issues that I have with that video is you can take it and post it at a different time, and Candace is known for putting stuff up and taking it down. So we know it was posted that day at that time, but we don't know if it was taken. Look at the back window of the truck. Now, I might be wrong, but it sure does look wet to me. And nobody talked about it being raining that day. There was no rain that day. Not even the weather says there was rain. So you got to think about that. And then you got to look at her skin tone, right? She's outside all day, every day. How come she don't have a tan in that TikTok video in the truck? How come she has a tan? Well, logically, that means that it was probably taken a month or two before, right? Probably in the spring. Leo Tech, you're right. No. So you got to look at that stuff. Look at why doesn't she have a tan in the truck? Is her hair shorter in the truck than in the swimming video? Was the swimming video actually taken that day? That's the other thing that I question. Nobody's asked that, right? They just assume it is. Was it? Right, the warmer clothing. So, if you think her hair is shorter in the truck, you look at her skin and she's not tan and she's got a heavier outfit on, plus the back window's wet. Logically, what does that tell you? It kind of tells you it was taken a couple months prior, right? Logically. Now, I don't know if it was or not, but that's what it looks like to me. She never tanned. Well, you haven't looked at very many pictures of her because she's dark. She tans dark. She's always outside. So I just thought it was kind of weird that she was white in the truck. So, I mean, that's the kind of things you think of. And I don't think that video has any bearing on anything, anyways. Everybody's picking it apart and they're picking that picture apart when that picture was enhanced. And then I looked where the video was taken also, and I don't think that really has any bearing, although where it is on the way, so it fits in that respect as far as location goes. Yeah. So you just think about all that, and then just if the video is not from that day, if you look at everything and you logically it tells you that it's not from that day, well then it's not from that day and let it go. It doesn't matter. It's not going to help find her, right? So that's the kind of way I look at things. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. So I'm going to drop the link one more time because I kind of want you guys to ask me questions. I kind of want you guys to ask me questions like about what I saw or where I was and if I think this or if I think that, because I don't know I can tell you what I told you, but y'all always have really good questions, and that's kind of what I want you guys to do. I want you to question me. You're late, Lou. You didn't miss much. I'm pretty boring. Wait till I start drawing, y'all. You're gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna have a bunch of unconscious people in my chat. I think I can just. Yeah, that's the way it is. Start at the beginning. It's that day. I can talk about the timeline too, you guys, because I did a little something, and I'm gonna try to put it up for you guys, and you guys can clip it, move stuff around, and try to make it work. Because there's some things that just don't work with what's been said. It just doesn't work. It's not that somebody lied or didn't lie. It's like you just put it together and you do the math. Like it takes this long to drive here and it takes that long to drive there, and they only had a half hour for this, and you know, and there's a couple things that just don't work. Hey, Michelle. There's nothing that's confirmed that they all passed the lie detector test that I know. If anybody has proof that they all passed or any of them passed, then probably let me know or let Heather know, because there's nothing to confirm that. So we don't know. We just don't know. What happened with me in the red truck Jubilee? Well, I'll talk about it. I'm not gonna put the video up. I got 3 videos. Um, but I won't put it up because I don't want to hinder the investigation if it is important. I don't know if it's important or not, but it was a red Dodge Tacoma. Dodge. It was a red Toyota Tacoma. It was the right year. I have the truck on 3 different videos. I have perfect images of the driver. I've got the license plate. When I was playing it, because of my stream, it would only show like one every 10 frames. Um, but I was filming it 60 frames per second, so I have a lot. So anyway, this guy, I'll be right with you, Angel P. Let me finish this real quick. So he was behind me, riding my bumper, so I sped up. He sped up, stayed on my bumper. I slowed down. He slowed down, started weaving back and forth behind me. I couldn't shake him. It was double yellow the whole way, but I thought, well, he'll go out and pass, and he wouldn't. So finally, I said, screw it, and I waited till the next spot I could pull over because there's nowhere to pull over. There's no shoulder. It drops off on one side, big ditch on the other, the whole way. There's no shoulders there. So a road came up, and I pulled off like sideways in the road instead of pulling into the road. And he comes zooming by, and I get him on video, and then I floor it. I floor the Jeep, and I chase him, and I couldn't catch him. And it was a red dot. Hey, Angel P, how you doing? It was a red Dodge Dakota, the right year, right make, right everything, driving just like they said the guy drove, and I couldn't catch him. So basically, that's what it is. But I have it all on video, and I did contact TBI and Pruitt. So yeah, we might have to compare. Hey, Angel P, are you there? Oh, hello. Oh, she was here. Hello? Nope, she went away. Anybody else? We always go up on the hill with leaves and brush. Yeah, all the down limbs and stuff. There's no way you could get up there silent. You just couldn't do it. Thank you, Connie. Donnie's timeline. Donnie's timeline no longer valid. Information was valid. Fake federal watch. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of fake stuff. I do have super chats on now, you guys. I didn't want to put any of that on while I was down there. In fact, I didn't even do it before I went down there because I don't I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't even use any of Summer's pictures in my thumbnails because this little girl has been exploited enough. And so I didn't want to be a sheep, basically, you know. And if I didn't get as many people watching it because I don't have her picture on there, then it's their loss, not mine. So yeah, but I do got to tell you, there's a lot of red Toyota Tacomas down there. I got more pictures. I started taking pictures of red Toyota Tacomas. And there's I got a small dirty work truck one with a broken tail light. I got them all over the place. Yeah, there's a lot of them down there. I mean, not a lot, not like a black Ford Fusion or something, but it's still when you're looking for that, you see one, it sticks out. So yeah, that's about all I got, you guys. Unless you want to answer questions. Was H's house way out of the way from the medical center and pharmacy? No. minutes. It was right close. I do have the drive time on video. I got dash cam from place to place to place. I went to 18 places in one day to do the timeline, but I have to put it together. What I want to do is I want to show you guys not staying anywhere. I want to show you guys driving from Ben Hill to Holston Medical to pick up H, back to Holston Medical to the discount tobacco and beer to the tobacco place next to Hippie House to Hippie House. Totally different inventory, Amy. Yeah, they're totally different. From the Hippie House to Walgreens to Warriors Path, back to Walgreens to Sonic to the grocery store, drop H off, the dollar store, but that part we don't know which dollar store, and we don't know if there's a Marathon gas station in it too, and I'm not sure about that, so I didn't even do that. But there isn't a Marathon between where she dropped H and home, unless she went way out of the way. There's an Exxon, a BP, and another one. And then driving from there all the way back to Ben Hill. So I have it all, like real drive time during the day and how traffic is in Kingsport on video. So then you guys can, figure out, okay, well, if they were at the dollar store this long, or not the dollar store, but if they were at Wholesome Medical, then they went here. How long were they at H's before he got in and they left? How long do you think they spent, give them this many minutes in the discount beer? Give them so many minutes in the one by Hippie House. Give them so many minutes in the Hippie House. Then they go through the drive-through and they sit there. This is the part I don't get, you guys. And I don't have to show you a video for you to understand it, okay? From the Walgreens to Warriors Path is about 8 minutes if you're doing good, right? Okay, so you got 8 minutes there and 8 minutes back. That's 16 minutes. Okay, it was 30 or 35 minutes between the dropping it off and picking up the scripts. Okay, according to what we know. So tell me, is it logical that you would take off from the Walgreens, you would drive to Warriors Path, that takes 8 minutes, okay? Then you have to get your stuff together. You're not just wearing a bathing suit, so if it's underneath, you got to take your clothes off, right? You got to take your shoes off, towel, no towel, we don't know. And then you got to go from the truck to the water, which doesn't take that long. Then you're going to play in the water, right? And then when you play in the water or do whatever you're going to do, skip rocks, make a sandcastle, whatever it is, walk the trail, right? Go back and walk the trail. Okay, then when you walk back to the truck, then you have to dry off. You had to put your clothes back on or not, put your shoes back on or not, but you got to collect all your stuff, put it in the truck. Okay, think about all this. And it's a 5-year-old kid, 5 years old. They're not the speediest people in the world, right? They do what they want to do at their speed. Okay, so you all get in the truck. Now you're back in the truck. It was cold when I was there, but this is now and June was then. But yeah, I imagine it's still pretty cool because it's mountain water. It's dammed. So then you get back in the truck, right? And then you got to drive another 8 minutes back to Walgreens. Okay, so just driving there and back is 16 minutes. So all that stuff in the middle had to take place in 14 minutes. I don't see it. It doesn't work. And then you got the fact that grandma, she said they waited for their prescription and, oh, well, Summer went swimming that day. So I don't think I don't think Grandis went to the Warriors Path stables. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I don't see how the Warriors Path works out in 30 minutes. It just doesn't. I try to keep it that way, Aunt B. I mean, it's the best way to do it, right? The most positive thing we can do to try to figure out what happened or to try to get just one little nugget that might lead to solving the case is to think logically and turn off all the static. That's the best way to do it because then you think about all the things I'm talking about, and nobody thinks about that. And that's what everybody needs to think about is what works and what doesn't. How would they have done that? Right? And then you think about grandma saying I went home and took a nap. Okay, well if they picked up the script at Walgreens, right? But they dropped H off at 2:30, right? If they drove Grandis home and then drove back to drop Hunter off, that takes up the whole hour right there. So you can't have them taking Grandis home after the script and then doing all the stuff at Hippie House and Discount and going to Warrior's Path and all that stuff because they don't have time then either. So it can't work that way. I think the Cousin Tracy, I think the Walgreens there is that one spot. And there'd have to be a lot of people lying if it didn't happen that day, right? You'd have to have H, you'd have to have Allie, you'd have to have Don, you'd have to have Candace, you'd have to have the boys, you'd have to have everybody. Everybody would have to be in on it if it didn't happen that day. So I don't know about that. Yeah, there's a lot of different scenarios and there's a lot of different ways, but if we can X out, hopefully when I do the drive stuff and I put it together for you guys, because what I want to know, I don't even know. I want to know, but I will with my videos. I want to know how long it takes to leave Ben Hill and just go to all those places without even staying. Just what is it? How long does it take up just to drive to all them places and back to Ben Hill? So that tells you how long Summer was in that truck. So that's kind of where I'm going. I'm going for a timeline, and I know a lot of people have done it, but I'm going to do it real time with dash cam. So we're going to ride with Summer, basically, is what we're going to do when I get it put together. A few days it should take me. Thank you, Money Smoke. Oh, we got a live one. The brat is in the banging on my back door. What's going on, brat?
Oh, that sounds so wrong.
What sounds wrong, brat?
Banging on your back door?
Yeah, you're banging on my back door.
I just didn't want to leave you hanging.
I know. I want people to question me, like of what I thought when I saw a certain thing, or you know what I mean, or like if I ask me something I haven't talked about where I was, I guess, because there's so much I saw that isn't in my video. You know what I mean? Or
well, yeah, because you and I have talked about it.
Yeah, or the smells, or like the ambiance of the place, or whatever. It's hard to explain. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about my logical thinking?
No, you're on the right track, I think.
I know I'm not the smartest, crayon in the box, but I think that the way I'm trying to do it, and I think once I put my dash cam stuff together of the whole drive and all the stops that day, it'll maybe people will see it and concentrate more on that, right? Because that's the big thing, really.
Yeah. It'll help piece things together, especially when there's only so much time that she was out and about.
Right. And we do have the Walgreens time, and I don't know about dropping H off, like, because the girlfriend or the girlfriend's mom hasn't confirmed, and we can't believe Allie. So I don't know if there's any real proof of that he went to the ball field or went, you know what I mean, when he got picked up when he said he did, because nothing's confirmed. But yeah, so I mean, hopefully I can do more and I can put that together and it can like debunk some stuff or prove some stuff, I guess. Kind of like who had the most no trespassing signs, Granny Goose? All of them, all the way down the road, everywhere. I mean, you could shift your eyes and they go from one sign to the next, all the way. H's dad came out later with H's doctor appointment same day. Yeah, I don't know if he had a doctor's appointment or not that day, but I don't think he went. Where did I feel the most uncomfortable?
Ben Hill.
Ben Hill Road. Yeah, that's for real. I felt the most relaxed at Warriors Path.
Right. Well,
I
that
mean,
makes
you guys,
sense. All
yeah.
the nature and just everything peaceful out there, that's relaxing.
Oh, I wanted to talk about that too because there's been a lot of people say, "Oh, I wouldn't let my kids play there," or the water's dirty, or it's gross, or this or that. No, it's not. The water's nice and clean and clear. You see where I put the camera from in the cove to out, and you see the current that's out there. It's got a sandy bottom. There's all kinds of nature and wildlife that makes it really cool. You got the birds and you got the leaves blowing and you got the fish jumping and beavers, and the geese were nice to me. I know some geese are mean, but those geese were pretty nice. Of course, I didn't have any food. But yeah, Warriors Path, that cove where she swam, and everybody calls it a swimming hole, and locals told me to veer everybody off of that because it's not. And it's not a horse pond either.
Nope.
It's a cove in a big lake, and it's beautiful. I know this time of year you got the leaves and the branches from winter, but I'm sure those aren't there all summer. The ones that are in the water were when she was there, and they're still there. I don't know why they don't clean those out. I was gonna walk out there and hook onto them with my strap and pull them out with my Jeep and put them in a pile, but then I thought I might get in trouble because you know what I mean? You can't be doing stuff you're not supposed to be in case you get injured, and they're responsible then. So,
Mm-hmm.
because it is a state park, you don't got to do a water test at Warriors. It's perfectly crystal clear, clean, fresh water. I drink it. I should have drank it right on camera. I wouldn't have a problem with drinking it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Tracy, if there was a scream, it would definitely have been heard by the neighbors.
It would have been more than one. You know what I mean? If somebody was dragging her down a hill or something, she would have been kicking and screaming, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the horse stables, it's a beautiful area, though. It's beside the horse stables, yeah. The whole place, the whole lake. I mean, you got fishermen out there, you got speedboats, you got kayakers, you got joggers, you go around up the road on the other side. Jennifer took me over there. You got picnic areas and playgrounds, and it's just amazing, all the stuff. But yeah, the neighbors hear everything, you guys, everything. There's nothing you can't do that don't get seen on that road, guaranteed. It's just the way it's set up. Got Gone and Horse Spotter phrases of Candace and Donnie's. Yeah, Got
Yep.
Gone's a new one. Granny Goose asks again who had the most no trespassing signs. I don't know if I can name one.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody's got no trespassing signs. People out there just want to be left alone.
I don't even know. You could go back through my Ben Hill video and count them. I don't know how many there would be, but I know there's quite a bit. I can tell you something funny about Fred, though.
Your stalker?
My stalker?
Your stalker. Everywhere you went, Fred was there.
Yeah, he was, except for one day because I got there too early. He was still sleeping. He knows everything that's going on too. See, that's what you got to realize. Fred, he knows everything that's going on. As long as it's after like noon or 1 o'clock, he knows, right? The couple on the end, they live on their porch. They know. They know everybody that pulls in, everybody that pulls out. They see and hear everything. But yeah, well, that's what we're trying to figure out, Jax. How did they get her off the hill? There's nowhere to park. There's nowhere to go to not be seen. That's the hard
Mm-hmm.
part. Yep, signs you say trespass will be shot. My dad had a sign when I was little. You know what he did? He took a sign and he blew a hole through it with a 12 gauge and he painted on it, "This could be you," and he put it on the gate.
Here's a question, Scott. Amy wants to know, which theory did you have that you ruled out?
um, well, it was Candace driving back in the holler as far as she could go. And it was me thinking that something happened and she took Summer up there and hit her. But there's no way because number one, the neighbors would have all saw her go by, and number two, there's a cable that has to be unlocked and moved, so it just doesn't work anymore. So it would have to be a different road. Where was I able to clock the commute from these work sites? I did that too, yes. From the Meadows, the Trailblazers, to home. Well, I can. The story. Should I tell the story about Fred Hill, like how he shot the guy and why? Because somebody,
Um,
somebody close and local that knows the whole story told me, but it's nothing like you think. He didn't really do anything wrong. That's why he didn't get charged or convicted. The property up there that's for sale isn't for sale anymore. It's been taken off the market. There was actually 3 up there for sale, and because of this, they took them off the market because number one, people don't want to buy something where all this is going on, and number two, the neighbors don't want any more traffic than they already have. So they took it off the market. Because I tried to get up there. I tried to get up there from that angle too to look at the property, and that didn't work.
I gotta drop off here for dinner, so I'll
Okie
still be
dokie.
in chat.
Okie dokie.
All right.
All right. Bye. Thanks for coming out.
Yep.
You did perfect.
That's what I'm here for.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Heather's cool. Can't go wrong with Heather. So I don't know, you guys. Like I have more questions than answers now that I'm back. Like I don't know which way it could be. I know, actions and words point a certain way, right? I mean, a lot of people agree with me there, but what spots were I drawn to the most when thinking about where she could be? Up the hill was one, up the mountain, but I don't see how now. Around the area. So, like, I went out there by myself searching because I really didn't want nobody to know I was going, and I'm not supposed to be there. And I really didn't have my rig, my camera rig and stuff. And when I'm filming, I usually put the headset I'm wearing now, with the mic. So the phone, it's just my phone, but so it don't have wind noise and everything. It sounds a lot better. So I hooked my mic up on me, Bluetooth. But up and down Beach Creek, um, the driveway down the road where Simpson Lane comes out. Um, the other way down Beach Creek, there is another house, a trailer with a whole bunch of cars too. Did I see any old wells? I didn't. There is at the abandoned houses. So if it's a piece of property with an abandoned house, there's a well. But there's not like extra wells sticking up everywhere. It's not like that. I guess if somebody had an old well and got a new well, you'd have one other one. As far as their place, I couldn't get up there, so I don't know. Did I see anyone when riding horses on Beach Creek or Ben Hill? No. No horses on Ben Hill or Beach Creek, not being ridden. Let's see what other questions you guys got. Did you get a plat book for that area? I printed it all out, so I had all the properties, all the property owners, both sides, all down the road, and I kind of memorized it so that if I run into somebody, I kind of knew who they were. You specifically told your realtor not to send you anything in the Rogersville area. Give you a link and you'll ask me some questions. Okay, AK. I think Heather dropped the link right there. Oh, she said it was the wrong one. So look at the second one. She's got it. I'll do it. It sounds like no way in, no way out. Like the detective is right. She didn't go far. The theory of her not leaving the hill makes the most sense then. Kind of. And then you look at the abduction way, like, or whatever. How would they get her off that hill? I don't see it. I can't. I actually, when I was down there, I kind of wanted Candace to get a hold of me or like know I was there and come down the hill and talk to me because I kind of wanted to go through it all. I kind of wanted to try to go up, and hide and have her stand by the trailer and see if I could get in the house without her seeing me, right? She'd be looking for me too, right? And try to sneak and then get back out and time it. Like how long would it take? And where would I park? You know, one day I was thinking about parking a car out there and leaving it to see how long it took for the cops to come. Because somebody's going to call the cops and say there's a weird car off the. It's not off the road. You can't park off the road. So it's either going to be in the road, at the cemetery, on the corner. Where do I think she might be? I think she's close. That's just my gut feeling. Like walking around and seeing them toys. Well, I felt her a lot at Warriors Path too, but that was her playing and stuff. And then at the playground, at the park, I imagined her being there. And it was a really nice day at the playground, and I wish, she should have been there, right? She's a little kid, wants to play in the playground. Um, I could get a tent and camp out somewhere close, but you got to go through somebody's yard. That's the hard part. I mean, I guess a couple driveways down the road where they have a really long driveways. Some of the houses have really long driveways. I suppose you could go like halfway in if they didn't have cameras, maybe, and get into the woods.
Here.
What's going on?
Hey, I love you, man. I love you. From the
Thank
get
you.
go. When you
Thank
showed
you.
up, I'm an artist, I'm an illustrator, designer, and I love whatever you could do by art is just amazing. And
Yeah.
everybody has a different nick or thing, and I love skulls because believe it or not, I have been drawing skulls since I was a little kid, and my mom was like, that is just craziest. Why do you like that? It's death. I'm like, yeah, but it's death in life because you look at encyclopedias and you look and people drew those old encyclopedias with skulls. So there you go. So the name, I love it.
Yeah, thank you. My infatuation with them I don't really have an infatuation with them, but the reason I've drawn them and like somebody named me that is because I have a whole different outlook on skulls, and the reason there's meaning behind them, even biblically, and people don't. It's gone now, so younger people and people that don't know the history, a lot of people don't understand what it represents.
Yeah.
So
Um. Well, that's so. I thought about like going into and to do encyclopedia, drawing the skeleton body and doing that because there's a lot of people that done that. If you go in the old encyclopedias, but I thought a tradition would be, continuously go on and as a medical, but I draw all kinds. I'm actually abstract, to be honest. I'm a very abstract designer artist, and I make sculptures and all kinds of stuff. And I love to just like reach out there in the world and express myself. And I love your work. I like watching. It doesn't make me fall asleep. It gives me ideas because I'm like, oh man, I missed that. I could have,
Yeah,
done
I
this.
guess like if you're watching how and you see how I do it, right? Then it gives you
Yeah,
an
yeah,
idea of like, oh, I see. I can, yeah.
yeah. Like, and you know what? That's how artists are when they see other people's art because they can like, kind of skip a little bit more, less. I mean, you can kind of get some of that hard work out because you made it a little simpler. And I mean, all artists. I mean, I spend a lot of time watching some YouTube stuff, and I love like it's amazing. I've been thinking about doing like you were saying, like doing your show. And I designed like here I'll show you maybe something. And I make like some pyramids, but I'm starting to, I like to take apart computers and all kinds of like electronics that we throw away.
You put them
And
back together.
well, this is like, can you see that?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's all about keys, electronics. Those are all keys. It's just hard drives, aluminum, and then this is my favorite, the old CNI.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
that's pretty cool
it's
too.
actually it's just metal, and then from old parts of your old radios and stereo systems that you had that don't longer, they just take up the junkyard. And I'll go to like garage sales and stuff and find stuff, and I'll just recreate or just recreate it. So, anyways, I'm sorry I'm talking about myself. I really like I really like what you do, and I don't have a lot of money either, but when I do, I'll give you a super chat or something when I
Oh,
can,
you don't have to do that.
but I mean, maybe I'll just plug your channel on my Facebook because I have a lot of artist friends. We're just artists. But anyway, so what I want to ask you is like when you went there, which is interesting to me. I love the idea that you went because they gave me more of a ground feeling, not like the other. I'm not going to mention those people, but
Right.
your idea of like the visual idea, like of the ground and where the house and some things and where you can see only to your own advantage, but the other videos were so. I mean, like I didn't look at Google Maps. I know you did, and everybody else did, and but just giving kind of the idea. So I do agree that she could have wandered off because I'm from Ohio, but I go to Michigan every 2 3 times a year, and we run around and we're barefoot, and there's bears, there's all kinds of shit out there. But excuse my language, sorry. Um, but honest to God, I mean, yeah, she's free. She's free, right? And like
Right.
you said, you were, and I think people need to take that in consideration that that she was just healing what 20 feet or 50, 30 feet from the house, and that was it. I don't believe one bit of that.
Well, she
And
loved the outdoors, right? She was always barefoot. She
yeah,
was she be like being in the sun, swinging on swings, running, chasing the boys,
and
going on
she
trails.
swung that. Have you ever seen those videos of her swinging on that? She's
Yeah.
like doing it as high as she can go. As a little lightweight. What 40? Well, I don't know how much she weighed when she was swinging on that, but man, she seemed like a little bobber at the end of that thing. She was like, she loved it all the work she can get out of it. And that's another amazing thing. So it makes me think that she's really strong. Like
Well,
she's
and
very capable.
you look at where the toys are, right?
Yeah,
there's evidence of them coming down the driveway. And then you
Yeah.
look at how it's set up, and then I found that other trail, two of them. I found two trails that are on their property. So
Yeah.
it's like I think they wandered around and played all over there, and the road's
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
logical.
one question I want to ask you is like, when crazy, I'll just call him B, okay, comes running down, and yelling. Now, if he comes running down, now, isn't there a path on another person's channel that shows where that trail that comes down, is it to the right? Is it like, so if I'm facing up their driveway, is it to the right? Because I
Yeah,
just want to make sure.
it's only about 30 or 40 feet at best, if that. It's pretty close to the driveway, the dog
Okay.
trail. Yep. If
But
you
it,
look at
it does connect. It does
it
connect.
connects. It goes from the top of the hill down to the road, and
Yeah.
then the driveway is a little bit further back from the hill down to the road. They're both the same
Okay.
direction.
And this is what I've always wondered now. When Don ran, or I mean not ran, I'm sorry. When Don went down that hill, especially with that woman that was interviewing him, and they had the camera crew going down with him. Now you know how like awkward that was for them to walk, and that's the same path, right? As far as we know, that's the same path that the leads to the right. I mean that's what
Yeah,
I'm getting.
it's difficult. It's not like a flat trail. It's pretty
Well,
steep.
yeah. So okay, so I'm wondering in the back of my mind that when he said that he didn't know anything about it, and that they found it was a dog trail. Now, to me, this is okay because I've lived in hilly areas, and I know I'm in Ohio, and I've lived in Michigan. I've seen runoff, and it gets so bad, but it's past, but it's animals and dogs, but not humans. It's more or less like it's kind of a hard terrain to move up. But did it look that way to you when you saw it? Because that would be a great question to my mind.
It didn't look like runoff.
Okay.
It was definitely a trail, but yet it didn't look like a trail that the kids would run up and down because you couldn't run up it.
Exactly. That's what. See,
You could
thank
go
you.
down it. You could go down
Yeah,
it, but you'd be slip like if there's loose dirt or leaves or
yeah.
twigs, you'd
It'd
be
be it'd
slipping a
be
little bit.
stupid. It'd be just pointless to go up. You'd go up the road, right?
You can
So
do
you could
it.
go down. Yeah,
You could just
you could
walk.
go down.
You could just walk 30 more feet and walk down the driveway or 40 feet, whatever it is. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, I think that's a runoff, and it's a animal trail, and the dogs probably went down it.
The
And I
dog
said,
trail goes down to the street. The
I
bus
mean,
trail goes down to the bottom of the driveway.
yeah. See, it all goes downhill, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
everything's
uh,
down.
yeah. I mean, when I saw like Molly, or I'm sorry, I don't want to mention it, but when I saw some other videos, that it just, I mean, I did get a good view, and I'm sure it enlightened a lot of us because I mean, you went out there, and thank you for doing this, Scott, for going out there and give thumbs up to Scott. Um, but honestly, I mean, thank you because it gives you the mindset. Because I've been thinking, like from the get go, like the boogeyman was in the bush, right? And somehow he was going to get there and get out. And I still just don't understand that concept because even okay, there was tree cutters supposedly right near, and
They
they wouldn't
left
have heard.
earlier though.
But see, the hard part I hear is, and I'm not going to go, is the scream, and I think a lot of people are discounting that because, even when they asked the tree cutters, they wouldn't have heard shit anyway. Because you ever walk up to a tree cutter and you get their attention, and by the time they stop cutting stuff, you're like, hey, and like, oh, what, because they
Right,
got
but
things.
I think they were gone at about 3 or
Okay, well,
so.
see,
I don't know the exact time, but I know they were gone before this
yeah, yeah,
supposedly happened. From what I
yeah.
know, I guess.
Okay, well, that free. So that's a really I didn't I didn't know that part. Damn, I must
Yeah, I
have.
don't think the bus has been moved. The bus is parked, and that's where it is.
Oh,
But
you're
yeah,
talking about where the,
yeah. Somebody in
that's
chat
a,
want to know if the bus was moved. I don't think the bus has been moved.
you know, it's a good question. Is how the hell they got it up there? They must have taken. They must have got a tow truck up there or something.
No, it would drive up.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it's not that steep. It would drive up it. A UPS truck could drive up it. FedEx, whatever. That would drive up there. The mailman could drive up there.
Hmm.
I mean, if you compare their driveway to a lot of other driveways that I saw right near there, their
Yeah.
driveway isn't bad at all. Not at all.
Okay.
I know it's
Okay.
deceiving because when you go
Well,
up to
it,
the
it looks like it's got a lot of runoff because, like, some places you got to comb your driveway, or otherwise you got rivers going down it, right? Am I?
well, when you go up the driveway, when you can see it like from the mailbox,
Yeah.
that part's not that steep. But when you make
Okay.
that right, when you curve to the right where you can't see it from Ben Hill, that's where it
Gotcha.
gets sharp. That's where it gets sharp.
And then
It
that's
shoots up.
and then that's the closest point to the back door. Am I correct? Would that be the back door as you get up that hill and rise? If you turn right, it would be
If
right
you
there.
turn right, you come around the house to the front.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I'm just trying to visualize.
Yeah.
I just I still it's just I don't like think she was like taken from that property. Like I don't think some boogeyman came up there and did that. Absolutely don't believe that.
I think it's logical that it's not a random person.
Well,
You know,
it
if
could
it
be
did happen that way,
somebody. Yeah, I agree.
if it did happen that way, it was somebody that knew,
And then, yeah, obviously.
right?
I mean
Yeah.
that would make sense. But I don't think some guy randomly. No, no, no. And you know, I want to throw this out. This is my own opinion, but you know, Candace and Don have thrown out so many red flags about their past that makes me feel like you know these parents had every hour opportunity to make things good for the children, but they chose something else than them, and that's I think drugs in themselves. And and I hate to say it, I mean, but it's true. And it's sad to hear, and I mean, it's like, and I hear the story. I mean, every day I live this a little bit because I've been watching it from day one. But just like everybody else that wants to find her, you know, it's sad that people, you know, I, and you know, these people are younger than me, and I'm like, damn, you know, I just don't understand. I just, I mean, children are so fragile and just like they should mean everything to you, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't understand like people can just walk away from. But anyways, let's. I got another question to ask you.
Okay.
As you drove around, and I'm glad you found out about the back way, and that's a route, and it wasn't, and that was played off on a lot of people's whatever, and they were
Mm,
showing that. But that's interesting because that adds some history to that area. So there was a existed road at one time, but it's very old and not
yep.
used.
Yep.
And this just shows the history of that area. And thank God that was in that Tim Mullen moment.
Right. Well, I mean,
No
if you
fit.
think about it, if you look at the maps,
Mm-hmm.
um, Blair's Gap goes around one way
Well,
around the mountain. It's Chimney Top Mountain is what it is. It looks like a chimney
yeah.
top. It's small in diameter, but it's tall for the area.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you got the road, whatever it is, I forget the name that goes around the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Hill where it goes, and then if you look on maps at the holler, the limestone branch, how it goes up, and then you
Yeah.
see Broom Hollow Road, that's almost dead center. So that was like the shortest route. You'd go over the top instead of going around it, right? Back in
Wow.
the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did was that part of another YouTuber that put out about there was other he found other paths that lead off from the back because everybody that I noticed on YouTube only knew about the front area where they uh they took the brush down and away from the power lines and all that in the streets, and then you got the path leading and you got the other path. But was there more? Could you ever see? I've always wondered. There's got to be more paths coming
Well,
off that.
on the back side, you can't see because
Yeah, that's what I'm
where it
saying.
drops down in the back, you've got more property before Simpson Road. So back
Yeah,
there, I have no idea how many trails there are. The
yeah.
side,
So
the side opposite Ben Hill, where the
okay,
power lines go down to the shed,
yeah,
you can kind of see from Beach Creek Road, but there's trees, so I can't say how many are in there.
well, see, this
The
is
front
okay. Go ahead.
the
Sorry.
front of where you look at the front of their property from Beach Creek over the creek and then up to the house, there
Yeah,
isn't any. It's too steep. I'm not
okay,
saying it's just too steep to traverse. I'm not saying nobody can do it, but it's not going to be a common thing where you go up and down there. It's too steep. So
yeah,
from what I can see, everything that I saw a trail that went into their front. I'll call it their front yard. It's between the bottom of the hill and Beach Creek. So you've
okay,
got Beach Creek Road, and then you've got Beach Creek, which is a creek, and then you've
yeah.
got where the hill starts to go up. There's a trail from Ben Hill into their property there. I saw that. There's the
See,
trail. There's the trail that comes down next to the shed that
yeah,
comes down onto Ben Hill Road, which is about, I don't know how far it is at the top, but at the bottom it's about 40 feet from the driveway. And then you've got the
yeah.
driveway. And then on the mailbox side of the driveway, there's a trail that goes around the hill into the back.
Hmm.
So that's
Well,
how many I saw. So I thought I saw three trails in the driveway. That's
see,
what I could see.
that's why I'm thinking like like you said you have I don't know how many acres you said earlier, but kind of like your roundabout area, you I don't know if you have fence line or what, but you know your general area, and we all know Candace is shoveling rocks. You don't walk around or do nothing, but do R&R. Uh, but but I don't. I know there's got to be other ways because if they had that many dogs, so believe me, they're going to make some paths, but you're not going to be able to walk on them because they're all running underneath the brush. You
Right.
know, and I said this to, and I'll name her because I love her, Queen. That's it. I'll say. But I mean, me and her talked about this, and I swear to God, there's all kinds of. If there was that many dogs randomly running, they're gonna go up, they're gonna go down, they're chasing all kinds of squirrels and who knows what that lives in that property or is around there. Skunks. I mean, okay, I know we all know Candace is scared about bears and whatnot, but I mean there's skunks and whatever else. But so it just makes me wonder, like when they say about the doll or the dog path and you didn't know, uh, I don't think Donna's the smartest person in the shed. So,
Well, I don't see how he
anyway,
couldn't know because it goes right down to the road,
yeah, yeah,
and it's visible right
it
now. I
yeah, and
mean,
he
maybe
walks down it. He walks down it like it was just, it wasn't made yesterday. We are not all dumb. Yeah, I
right.
know. That's what I'm saying. I still think that they want to play that. Somebody came up there. I definitely believe, and I'll put my heart out there. And I actually have a candle lit for her, and it's purple today, and for her, you know, and I think definitely something happened on that hill, and they got rid of her. And there's almost like 20 ways out of that place, and It seems like, and none of it pans up because nobody, nothing's coming forward of any sign or anything.
Well, I
That's
mean, you listen to what Ellie, the last press release that Ellie did. You kind of got to follow that. You look at what they're looking at most, and then you look at where they're searching.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, they know a lot more than we do, right? So,
Oh
if you look
yeah,
at,
they definitely. I mean, a handful. I mean, 25th. I don't know. I just think like they're holding, yes, but I mean, yeah, they're trapped on that hill. Actually, she's trapped on that hill because she's still there, right? I think. But anyways, um, so and he's in jail,
she might be
and
today. She wasn't yesterday.
yeah, we don't know. We won't know. Like I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll find out all the dirt, and I'm like, are you serious? And I really don't bother, except I listen to all you other really cool people like you and Jay and whoever else. But I mean, yeah, I've been following this case, and I'm upset, and I've been trying to figure it out. But I think a lot of us have figured that a lot of this stuff doesn't pan out. And besides, B, E, and all these other people that involve themselves with Candace, besides that, I think because we are looking for the results and finding her, but these old people are just clowning around. But I still hearing inklings of different, little tidbits. But yeah, and they say, what do you think about, maybe the Congress is going to use this? I mean, do you think that's sorry, uh, uh, like, do you think that they've put this in Congress, like they're going to go after them? What's your view on that?
Well, it depends, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't know. I try to stay unbiased, but as far as the abduction or all that goes, it's not logical.
no, it isn't. Doesn't make any
But as
sense.
far as like, you got the whole big ring and there's all these people involved. To me, that's not really logical because of where they
It
live.
isn't
That
because
usually
they wouldn't.
happens in cities, right, where stuff's
Yeah.
going on. Out there, it's so. I mean, I can't say for sure. I don't know, but you know,
Well, I like to message your mind because I like to think of the story because I mean this means a lot to me and it's been racking me. I've lost sleep over it, in a lot of ways because it's now what 10 months. God rest her soul. I
well,
don't know.
I'm an artist. I'm not a true crime creator, and I felt I was driven to go down there. I had to go and try to do what I could do. I had to search where I could search. And while I was there, I wanted to clear up a lot of questions that people had. Now, whether I caught it on video or I didn't, I mean, I tried, and
Yeah, I think you did a good job.
I have hours and hours that I haven't put up here. I have to edit and like get together,
Yeah.
and present it.
Well,
But
I think
I
you did
did
a good
everything I
job.
could do.
I think you did a good job. Some people say, well, you know what? Who cares what anybody says? You did your best. Like I know, like you almost have to have good equipment. I bought some really expensive equipment over the years because I'm an illustrator designer,
Do you know what? Well,
and
my videos on my streams don't even look good. They look like slideshows because my internet was bad. But do you know what I filmed that with?
yeah.
A broken
What
phone.
did you really?
Yeah,
What kind of?
it's
Well,
a
maybe.
Samsung S10 Plus. That's all it is.
Well, well, maybe you should send me an email, or I give you my email. But I collect cameras, and I've been a photographer for years, and I love photography. I got Nikons. I got all kinds of stuff. My mom was a big photographer. We'd go to Michigan, and we would go out to Lake Superior and take pictures of all the white lighthouses all up the coast in Lake Superior, and
Well, there's
every
two
year.
cameras. There's two cameras I want to get. One for my drawings is a document camera, and then for filming out like this, because this ain't gonna be it for me. I
Yeah.
think I'm probably going to do it more when I can. Not just for summer, but for other people too.
Yeah.
So,
I
and
got.
it's the other camera's like way expensive. It's got its own stabilizing lens and everything. It's a movie camera. You can put a card in and record, or you can go live with it. I do want to end up with that because, you know,
Yeah.
my art. I'm never happy with the way it looks on
Yeah, and you
camera.
know what, you know what that's called is like you're your own. Look at all those camera cases I got in my.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got old ones. I mean my grandparents they bought all these cameras and didn't even barely use them. And look at these. I mean these are leather cases. This is like crazy. I haven't even got to the you know I love it, dude. I love art. But you definitely, I'll give you my email address and we can hook up. And I would like to do. I love camera work. That's what I live on. I do digital camera stuff.
See, I'm not a camera guy, or I don't know how to edit or video editing, none of that stuff. But I have to learn and I have to get better because my art means everything, and so I want people to see it as best as they can.
Yeah,
And like all my
absolutely.
stuff so far, my drawings don't look like they really do. And like going down there, I'm working with what I have, and
Yeah.
I try to do as best as I could do.
What kind of computer do you have, by the way? I'm just curious.
I don't even have a computer. It's a two-in-one tablet.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, I don't
okay.
even have.
Well,
It's kind of like a laptop, I guess, but it's not full Windows. It still runs on
well,
apps.
that's cool. I mean, you can still do stuff with that. I mean, like but no. Anyways, hey, let's go back into the to somewhere else. No offense, but what do you think about how this craziness that's been going on with Candace and B and E and and everybody's like, oh, maybe one of them is gonna, I don't think, honestly, to God, but what do you think? Is she gonna spill her beans? I mean, everybody's been talking about it. I know it's a hot topic. I just want to throw it out there because I know everybody's gonna be like, oh my God. But I mean, might as well say it because I mean, we all been kind of hearing on the net. So what do you think?
About all the people.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, like, do you think it's just like cause like it's like pulling on heartstrings at the same time and just making a mockery of it.
Well, I don't think YouTubers should inject themselves into the case, like
I
several
agree.
have. You
Yeah.
know, um, that's I don't think that's the right thing to do, and then use them or take advantage of them or pretend
Mhm.
or I
Yeah.
don't think that's right. I don't think anything that anybody says and all this stuff going around that doesn't help find Summer.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to help find Summer, besides some weird little freak thing that happens with some of our footage or what we're talking about or thinking, kind of like Red, White, and Buffoon, right?
Yeah.
They didn't even know they had footage of that road, and they went back and looked at their camera stuff and found it.
Mhm.
And without that, Gabby might not have ever been found. So my
Yeah. That's
footage, my
true.
my
Oh.
my videos might not be much of anything, but you never know, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's gonna help find Summer as far as talking goes is if Candace knows anything, if she breaks down and talks, or if Don knows
Yeah.
anything, he breaks down and talks. As far as all the other people, none of it matters. None of it.
Yeah. No. It's
You
weird
know.
because like we're all waiting for it to drop, and she knows it, but I know a lot of other people, whatever, people that are out there doing stuff, and they want her to break, and I get that. But at the same time, I'm still figuring out from day one and thinking about the timeline. And then, the worst thing that comes to my mind is when she made that phone call to the police and said I was running or I went on a run. Or, I mean, that confuses me the most because,
That was the dispatch call. It wasn't her saying it, so we don't know. But the dispatch people usually don't change things. So the
yeah,
dispatcher said she went for a run, and then it was a walk or whatever, right? So
that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because I mean, you would think that would be the big moment, right? I mean, that's the call. Or did she make another call and said, no, that's not what happened?
well, there's different information about how many calls to 911 were made. We don't know for sure because we
We
don't
don't
have
know shit. We don't
we
know
don't
shit, right?
we don't have the actual 911 calls, and they're never going to
So,
release those. They might not ever release them because Summer's a minor, so we might not ever know. I don't know if they will or not, but I know they won't now.
okay. If they say like she was a minor and that's how the law goes and says that, well, we just kind of expunge that. I was gonna. It's a missing child. Well, I'm just saying. Another thing that rings to my bells in my mind is like I think they did a good job trying to find her because I think at first it seems to me, I don't know for sure. I wasn't there when Summer was missing, and maybe Candace was screaming. Maybe she wasn't. Who knows? We don't know that for sure. Or Grandis woke up and who. But what I would like to know is like the phone call. And like I just said about the other part, but the other part that gets me is that the TBI said, it happened at so and so. And, of course, it took them some time to get there, 45 to something minutes. And when they show up, I mean, so did you go to the police station by any chance? I'm just asking because you said you drove around.
From Rogersville to Ben Hill, yeah.
Okay.
I have
How
it all
long?
on video. I was live for part of it, and then I dropped off. So then I turned around and stopped, and then I ended my live, and then I turned on my recorder and drove the rest of the way.
Okay,
I
but
haven't. I don't know exactly the time, but it's
okay.
it's pretty far.
I
It's
know you
pretty
were trying
far.
to do that. I know you were
It's
trying to
pretty.
do that.
It's about. It would take them about that. By the
Yeah.
time they grabbed their stuff, got in their car,
Yeah.
started, and pulled out and drove, it'd probably take them about 45 minutes if they were at the police station.
And that would be kind of even close around to like maybe when people are getting off work and stuff like that, right?
There's
Perhaps,
nobody
right?
out that way though. There's not much
Okay.
traffic on Beach Creek at all.
Well, that makes sense. Okay. Well, that's a good one there. So it would take okay, and see that's the other point is where the phone call comes into order. As we know that Candace makes the phone call and then or calls Don, right? And then he's leaving. So they say that she was driving when they pulled up. She was driving up the driveway. Now, when you have been on that road, now is it really narrow? So that meaning, like when two cars are passing, you kind of got to go over to the right to a little bit to
Which
let them
road?
pass. Or
Which
Ben Hill Road, Ben Hill Road.
you can't get over to get anybody to pass. It's only as wide as your car.
Okay, so that's I think that's very important. Everybody needs to know because if you need, because so in other words, you gotta wait as somebody goes by.
In
That's very
in
important.
some places, in other places, if you pull off, there's like 3 pull-offs to let somebody pass.
Uh huh.
But in some
Okay.
places, there's no way to do it, and then in other places, there's yard or driveway. Like you can pull off in the
Okay.
front of somebody's driveway. I mean, so there's spots to do it, but as far as the road goes, the roads, it's
So.
probably a full-size truck wide.
Mhm. Okay. So you were saying like is that the road that you were talking about? Maybe putting like the like a like somebody doing a meter reader, like as every car passes, you click, and whatnot. Um. So is that the road you were talking about? See how many people go up and down? You were talking about earlier before I got on.
No, because Ben Hill, nobody goes up and down. I mean,
Okay.
people you know, rubberneckers do, like me. But
Hmm.
as far as traffic from the area goes, the only
Yeah.
people that go back and forth in there are the people that live there. Anybody visiting them, like
Hmm.
girlfriends, boyfriends, or other family. That's it. So there's,
Yeah.
I mean, I walked from one end to the other and all the way back out without getting passed by one car. No, none, none.
Okay.
The road I want to do the vehicle count on was Beach Creek,
Hmm. Okay. Beach Creek. Okay.
Highway
So
347. Right? They call it a
okay.
highway, but it's not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was trying to understand that. So that's good to know because it's narrow. So a lot of people know. So in other words, you can't just rip out of there. I mean, like a lot of people gonna know that. I mean, if you were to like, commit a crime and you're trying to flee the scene, right? Maybe you would make noise. I know a lot of people said that, but I'm
I
just
mean, you
like
could drive
saying,
pretty quick out of there if you had to, I suppose, but there's some sharp curves and it's narrow, and if you fall off the
yeah.
road, I mean,
So it'd be
so, but
kind of really
I didn't,
dumb.
the cars I did see,
Mhm.
yeah, Fred went by us one day, and then another car was come by me when I was in a Jeep. They
Mhm.
seem to drive, I mean, at the front you can drive pretty quick until you get
Yeah.
like right by the driveway, the Wells driveway, and then there's a couple other spots you could drive pretty quick, but there's a few blind corners.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense too. I mean, because
Yeah,
I go to Upper Peninsula, Michigan, I mention all the time because we get stuck in the sand all the freaking time, and where we go.
right.
But like you need gravel, and that's why I've always wondered about the train, and I'm glad you went out there and showed your video and your films, and I'm still combing over them because it gives me more of an idea than somebody else screaming and yelling, and so I can get a feel about because I do like I'm on with you on your what you believe, and you're
Golden
like
Mare, but I'm not a city kid. That's the whole thing.
well, I'm not a
I'm a
city kid.
country kid. I never had shoes
Yeah,
on either, and I rode my bike all over, and I walked through the woods, and I climbed trees.
yeah, me
I
too.
lived in Florida in the country, and then when I moved up to Michigan, I
I
lived in the
fell
country.
out of trees.
I live in
Hey,
the country right now. Yeah, and I have property 40 minutes from the wells. So, yeah.
hey,
Go down
hey,
there. Go I want to go down to Ben Hill with Golden Mare and race her up and down that hill and see who wins. I was there.
hey,
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, you ever played kick the can in the middle of the night?
Was
Kick the
kick the
can
can? Yeah.
in the middle of
Well,
the
I
night,
think
yeah.
hey guy, I think I'm going to wind this down.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm tired still. I'm still processing everything I saw and did. I went morning till night with no sleep, pretty much.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, hey, prayers to you. Have a, I don't know if you're, uh, uh, I don't know if you're religious, but good Easter and good riddance and to everybody. And hey, thank you for letting me on your channel. It's an
You're
honor, dude.
welcome.
It's an
You're
honor.
welcome.
No, I'll send you my email, and like we could talk about art because I mean, art you can do all kinds of stuff. I mean,
Well,
all kinds.
yeah, when I'm talking about art, we can do that. I know next Friday I'm doing a tutorial with Incognito Potato.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'll probably
Okay,
come on one time next week. So,
that's cool. That's cool. Well,
yep,
glad to thank you for letting me on, and
you're welcome.
shout out to all the lovers and your haters. We don't give you a minute.
I don't even know if I could have any haters, but I guess everybody does, right?
So some people do, I guess. I mean,
Yep.
well, God bless you.
All
Take
right,
care.
thank you. You too. Bye. Finally getting that elephant. Heather. Somebody asked the question up here in chat. Now I got to go back and find it. Thank you, Priscilla, for the super chat. Not to confuse anyone, but I tried the username of Priscilla instead of Matilda, but I am missing Matilda. I'll keep my phone, however. Yeah, you're fine. You can be whoever you want to be. But yeah, thank you. I'm looking for that question, you guys. Do you know Jay's mom had a red truck with ladder racks? I'm sure not sure anymore. JS's. Yeah, I heard that too. There's a lot of red trucks, you guys. Everybody down there has a red truck, it seems like. I mean, even when that red truck was on my rear end, there was a red truck in front of me in my video. A different one. It's just red trucks are common down there, I guess. I can't find the question, you guys. I'm not good with chat. I got to get my skills up on chat. You wonder why nobody, GC says, I wonder why no one checked all the wrecked cars are parked on people's property several years ago where I live. A toddler went missing, and days later I found him in a junk car. There's a lot of junk cars, not just Fred Hills. Around on Simpson Road, there's a whole nother big old huge car, like yard of junk cars. When you pull out on Beach Creek from Ben Hill and you turn right, you go like 2 or 3 houses, and there's like 40 more cars. Yeah, there's quite a few cars around there for sure. Happy Easter, Karen. Yeah, a lot of close calls. Like just trying to work my camera, and I asked the locals, I said, "Man, don't you guys got a lot of accidents from texting and driving?" And they're like, "Well, we know we're not to text and drive." I was like, "Oh, okay." Because people do it up here and they fall off the shoulder, they fall off the road on the shoulder and then they just bump back up on it. There, if your tire slips off off the road, it's over with in a lot of spots because there's not guardrails in a lot of spots. Some spots do, but what was Summer wearing? Well, several different things, but as far as we know, it was a pink shirt and gray shorts, as far as I know. Thank you, Golden Mare. Yeah, I kind of showed it all in a different perspective. I got some really good stuff, like short stuff I got to edit and put together at Ben Hill. It's really pretty. There's a lot of really cool little elements going on, like the old fences, and there's like the little, the creeks with the rocks and little waterfalls all over. I can imagine kids playing. Um, there's the prairies. You got the wind noise, the breeze, and you got the birds. And it's quiet. Yeah, red vehicles are super popular. Red's like the most popular color, and trucks are popular down there, right? So you put trucks and red together and you get a bunch of red trucks. Yeah, I don't know. I looked a lot of places and I explored, not every place Summer went, but a lot of places that she went or was. And there's a lot of places I think she really liked. I think she really liked Warrior's Path. I think she really liked the playground at Laurel Run. Night Prismos. I will. I'll hail the Jeep 1,000 miles and more. Yep, it made it. I didn't think it was gonna. For a little while, it wouldn't shift. And then my tire was losing air. And the tire place said that the rims are all oxidized or whatever, and it's the bead leak. So I don't know. They wanted to sell me a new set of rims. I told them one rim's worth more than the truck is. So it's still got the same rims. They're kind of different, Carrie. Yennefer's trying to figure that part out. If somebody can drop Yennefer's link, that's the part she's working on. Well, I am too, but she's more knowledgeable in it than I am. Yeah, it's a beater with a heater. It was a trooper. It was vibrating pretty bad, and my tire was flap, flap, flap the whole way. I made sure I had my seatbelt on and really watched it in corners, because if the tire blew or if it come apart. Thank you, Drama Free. I like your name. Golden Mare, I actually drove Chimney Top Loop a minute faster than Don did. I did a time thing because a lot of people said how crazy he drives. And in that video, they said he was driving really fast. So I did the minutes on his video and the amount of miles he traveled. And it works out to 25 miles an hour average that he was traveling. I drove faster than him. I didn't know it was faster than him, but I did it in a minute less than he did. And I wasn't really driving like a maniac. I was driving fast, but yeah, it might have been gray pants. No, he has a white S10, Connie. Candace's car is a red Subaru hatchback. Shorts, Carrie says. She had on pants in the truck video, but they put shorts on the flyers. I think she was, Tracy. Whatever happened, I think, happened on that hill. That's just my opinion, but yeah, coyotes. We got coyotes here. Yeah, that she did, Lisa. I heard her say it. All right, you guys. I turn into a pumpkin at midnight. I do, for real. And it's 4 minutes till here. I don't know if we accomplished anything here. I hope we did. I hope some people learned some things. I know a lot of people have questions on what's what. I know I did. So yeah, thanks for everybody being in here. Homie, you got my back. Yeah, everybody take time to spend with your kids and your family. Go to the park or go, for a walk together, or go to the playground, or, get everybody together and have everybody bring a plate and have dinner. Go to your favorite church. I know I got 3 now. Yeah, I'm home safe, Cat. I made it home safe. Well, it wasn't too safe of a drive in that truck, but yeah, I mean, I'm safe here, and I made it home in one piece. So you want me to give the Bobcat some love? Yeah, I know he needs it. He's always on top of me, and he doesn't know how big he is. He thinks he's a dog. He weighs you guys, my cat weighs 22 and a half pounds. He's a rag doll. Yeah, let me get my stuff together, you guys. Like my stuff's not working right because I just like hurried up and plugged it in, and I'm off balance. I thought I'd be okay if I spent today trying to regroup, but I think it's gonna take longer than that. It was a big experience for me, you guys. I mean, I was 5 days, 6 really. Thank you, Audra. I'm gonna do something special with my mom this weekend. So yeah, thanks you all you guys for being in chat. If you sub, make sure you like art, because otherwise, when things change back to the normal, well, I'm not gonna put it all the way back like it was because it was kind of boring, just me drawing. I kind of like the welding day when I welded up metal art. I'm gonna do more road trips. I think that's cool. I think you guys like the visual experience of being outdoors and stuff, and summer's coming, so I can do a lot. There's a lot of stuff, pretty stuff up here. Um, you know, you never know. I might go back down there. It depends on time, right? And if she's found or not. I will, Audra. And there is a missing girl up in northern Michigan, too. And I, for the life of me, can't remember her name. If somebody drops it in chat, I should know it. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, and thank you guys for the couple people that super chatted. I'm gonna set something up for that to give back. I don't know quite how to do it yet, but when I figure it out, I will. I do have to come on and do the Jeep for summer. I got to do the Purple Hearts, so that probably will be my next live, you guys. I'll probably do that, or I might come on and draw once, run everybody off, and then come back and do the Jeep. And then Friday, me and Potato are gonna do something cool. So yeah, I appreciate you guys' support. All your kind words kind of pushed me to keep going down there, and it makes me feel good. At least I I did something. Hey, Maligator, what's going on? How's this closing up shop? You got any questions you want to ask me? If Maligator wants to come up, I'll talk to her. She might got questions. She'll ask me all the hard ones. Oh, I think I'm buffering you guys. I think I was buffering. I might be back. Maybe I should check my mouthpiece and see if it's wiggling. Heather says, hey, Maligator. I threw a link up for you, Maligator, if you want to come up here. I'm good. I don't seem good. I keep clicking my things and nothing's happening. Is my mouthpiece wiggling? Yeah, I gotta see if my little circle's going. My cameras, I switched to my person, my little chat person, and it's not there. So I don't know what's going on. So glad to know you returned home safely. Sleep well, happy Easter to all. The Jeep you're driving, 90 Cherokee, 306, but hoping now I only have fuel filter problem. Yeah, Jeeps go forever. Texting and driving, yep, it's against the law here too, but everybody does it. My screen must be frozen, but you can hear me. Yeah, my screen's frozen. Yeah, I'm froze, you guys. You can just hear. How did I feel about all this? Deborah? Oh, it was emotional. It was, yeah, it was real emotional. Let me see if I can redo this. I'm working on it, guys. How about now? Did I get it now? Let me see. Now I can hear myself. I don't know where I'm at. What about now? Was I muted? I think I was muted. Now I got feedback. Yeah, I think I turned into a pumpkin. How about now? I'm not muted now. I got an echo in my ear though. Can you hear me now? Did I come back? I think I fixed it. I'm not sure. Okay. And I got an echo in my ear. I don't know what I'm doing. See, even if I do this, I got an echo. I don't know why. Are you guys getting an echo? I think I'm just gonna end this, you guys. I'm having all kind of problem. I was before I started too. No echo. I got an echo. Jay would be proud. I know. I can't even talk because I keep hearing myself. All right, you guys. Well, thank everybody. Thanks for you guys being here. I guess at 12 o'clock I did turn into a pumpkin. I have to stop talking. Oh, hello. Okay. Scott's gonna stop being dumb now, and I'm gonna go. I love all you guys. It's my stuff. Wait a minute. Maybe I can figure it out. No, it's not that either. All right, you guys. I'll see you on the flip side. Love y'all. Later, Gators. And just then, Potato comes in. Oh, gee whiz. Yeah, one unmute. I can't fix it. I don't know. I'll just let all you guys talk. Yeah, you're late to the party, Potato. I got like a double echo in my ear and I can't hear what I'm saying. I can't keep up. But I'm gonna go and I'll let you guys chit chat for a little while. I'm laughing at myself. You guys have no clue what I'm hearing. Wow. Gee whiz. Everybody's like, oh, I'm out of here. Thank you, Alligator. I know, Potato. I'm like screwed right now. That's okay. Heather says she has a clue. I have to stop talking. All right, you guys. I'm going. Enough of this is all gonna be funny for Scott later, but not. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, later, Gators. A lot of new soundbite here. Bye.